Harimi, harimi, al tirai, harimi, al tirai. Imri le'arei Yehuda, hinei Elokeichem. Harimi, harimi, al tirai.
Hello, we're learning Pirkei Avos with Rabeinu Yonah. We are on chapter 2 in the middle of Mishnah Hey. Continues the Mishnah. V'lo hakaptan melamed. A teacher should not be angry. Should not be an angry person. An angry person should not be a teacher. V'lo kol hamarba b'scher machkim. And not everyone who does a lot of business will become wise. U'b'makom she'ein anashim hishtadel lios ish. And in a place where there are not people, or when they're in a place where there are not men, you should be the man. Let's see what this means. Rabeinu Yonah says, "V'lo a captain malamed, an angry person should not be a teacher. Ein tzarich l'rav shi a captain, a rabbi does not need to be angry. Lo kasan v'lo rucho katzer, not an angry type of person, not someone who's literally his spirit is short. Ach rechav lev, he should be welcoming. He should have an expansive spirit. Umeish l'chol adam b'chol davar she'yishalehu, that he should answer everyone, whatever they ask him. Gam ki is kashum l'havin tshuva, so even when it's hard for them to understand the answer. Yachzer aleim ad she'yerdu le'omko shel davar, you should speak to them until they understand the depth of what you're saying. So when someone's asking the rabbi a question, the rabbi should answer them calmly, and even if they don't understand it, many times you're in a rush, you have to go somewhere, and you're answering a question, and they don't understand you, take your time and explain it to them until they understand everything. Do not get angry. And not everyone who does business becomes wise. Since this fellow is doing business the entire day, this guy, he makes his business his main pursuit, and he studies Torah whenever he has the time, or whenever he's free. He doesn't set special times to study Torah. Such a person will never become wise. A person has to set specific times to study Torah. It has to be a mainstay of his day. So if he can't learn so much, but at least make it that whatever, let's say it's an hour a day, that hour is Kadosh HaKadoshim, it's Holy of Holies, that 1 hour he doesn't give up for anything. It's not just that he studies Torah when he happens to have a free moment. They have chalent at the shul, so I'll go and I'll learn a little bit whenever I feel like it. Okay. In a place where there are not men, be the man. Mefarshim Harishonim Zichronim L'Recha. The early commentaries explain. In a place where there's no one encouraging you to do the right thing and to follow mitzvos and to follow the ways of Hashem, so there's no one there to inspire you, so you have to be the man. You have to inspire yourself to do what is good and proper in the way of Hashem. That's one way to explain this line of the Mishnah. O Perusho, or another way to explain, Ke'inyin Sha'amru, like they say, Imra Isa Dor Shator Misrashelas Al Yado Osik B'Torah, in a place, in a generation where there's not a lot of people studying Torah, you should be the one studying Torah. Shenemar, as it says, Eis Lasos Hashem, the time to do for Hashem, Hefeira Torah Second, when the Torah is voided. Matam Eis Lasos Hashem, what does it mean? Eis Lasos Hashem, a time to do for Hashem, Mishum de Hefeira Torah Second, because they voided your Torah. The Meresha, the Sofa, L'Sofe Midrash K'de'isa B'Shalayim B'Sechos Baruch. There's two ways to learn that pasuk, learn that verse. Eis Lasos Hashem Hefeira Torah Secha. The way he's saying is here is because since they are, it's a time to do for Hashem, meaning specifically since other people in the generation are not studying Torah, it's a time to do it. You have to be the one. Don't say, there's nobody studying Torah, someone has to do it. Who's going to do it? Who's going to pass on the tradition? You do it. You should be the one who does it. And another way we can explain, in a place where there are not people that are greater than you in wisdom, let's say you're the smartest person in the room. You know more Torah than anybody else. So what should you do? You shouldn't stop to become wise. You shouldn't say, I'm the smartest guy here. I know the most Torah out of anybody else. I don't need to learn any more Torah. No, that's not what you should do. Even if you're the smartest person in your city, you should still keep learning Torah. Even if you're the greatest person in the generation, you're the Gadol Hador. You should view yourself, say, you know what, maybe I'm the smartest person in my generation, but had I lived at the times of the Talmud, I would have been nothing. They're so much greater than me. So you have to still keep learning. Gam kisasik l'malasim. Now let's say you're as great as the rabbis of the Talmud. Tachshav ki'ilu ata omed ben hanavim Moshe Rabeinu. Now view yourself like you lived in the generation of the prophets, or you lived with Moses in his generation. Alav Shalom. And when will I get to their level of wisdom? And with this, you'll never become discouraged from learning. And every day, you will rectify your traits. And every day, you will add on your wisdom, and you will be like a overflowing spring. So the idea is, in this second explanation, that a person shouldn't say, I've studied quite a bit of Torah, I learned in yeshiva, I'm more knowledgeable than most of the people I know, I don't have to learn anymore. No, that's not how it should be. A person should always be trying to become greater and greater, and when a person gets more wisdom, we talked about earlier that we said an amaretz, an ignorant person, cannot be a chassid, cannot be a pious person. Only someone who studies Torah and knows the ins and outs of Torah can become a wise person. So just to summarize, we learned that a rabbi or a teacher should not be someone who gets angry. You should, and this really applies to everyone, whenever we're answering a question or helping somebody, we should do it calmly and give as much time as needed, even if they don't understand it, to explain it to them until they understand. And we said that a person who spends his entire time doing business and doesn't set time to study Torah will never become wise. And we also said in a place where there is not people, you should be the man. And we gave 3 explanations. One is that if there's no one to inspire you to do mitzvos, you have to inspire yourself. The second is that if nobody in your generation is studying Torah, you should be the one to study Torah. And the third is that even if you're the greatest person in Torah wisdom that you know in your generation, you should not stop studying Torah. With that, I wish everyone a great day.